Your person was deeply entangled in their ego, and this made them resist the connection they shared with you. It wasn't that they didn't recognize the depth or significance of what you had together, rather, they were actively ignoring what their intuition was trying to tell them. They were afraid of letting their walls down and exposing the vulnerabilities they had carefully hidden behind a fortress of fear and insecurities. These walls weren't built overnight but were the product of their past experiences with love and relationships, which had left them disillusioned and wary. Those experiences were marked by disappointment and pain, and as a result, they developed a coping mechanism, acting cold and distant. This behavior wasn't just directed toward you, it became their default mode of interaction with everyone around them. However, no matter how hard they tried to suppress their feelings or dismiss the connection, signs of you and the bond you shared kept appearing in their life. These signs were unmistakable, yet instead of embracing them, they chose to run from their emotions. The truth was that your relationship triggered something deep within them, unresolved wounds and unhealed traumas from their past. It was easier for them to push these feelings aside than to confront the pain that arose. And while they always knew you were a kind, gentle, and genuine person, the intensity of your connection acted as a mirror. It reflected back to them parts of themselves they weren't ready to face, their shadow side, the fears, insecurities, and flaws they tried so hard to conceal even from themselves. This dynamic between you was overwhelming, not because of a lack of love but because of the energy it generated. Your connection wasn't superficial, it was transformative. It forced growth and healing, and for someone who had spent so long in denial of their own wounds, this was terrifying. Yet, despite their resistance, the universe continually intervened, showing them ways to rise above their ego and align with their higher self. Signs, synchronicities, and moments of clarity were placed in their path, nudging them toward a place of understanding and self-awareness. But these were steps they had to take on their own, and for a long time, they resisted. The turning point came when you stopped chasing them. For so long, you had extended your love, care, and patience, hoping they would finally see what was right in front of them. But there came a time when you realized that holding on was no longer serving your growth. When you let go, truly let go, they were forced to confront the emptiness left in your absence. This was when the gravity of the situation dawned on them. They began to see your value clearly, not just as someone who cared for them, but as someone irreplaceable in their life. Your love wasn't something they could substitute with material possessions or the shallow relationships they had relied on to fill the void. In your silence, they were confronted with the reality they had been running from. You became more reserved, pulling back your energy and focusing on yourself. This shift was powerful, as it left no room for them to escape their feelings. They could no longer ignore the truth. Your presence in their life was extraordinary. It wasn't just about love, it was about the depth of connection, the care, and the understanding that only you could provide. They realized that what they had with you was rare and profound, something they might never find again. Now, they are being guided to embrace this love with courage and strength. The universe continues to lead them toward healing and growth, helping them rise above the fears and insecurities that once held them back. Your relationship has always been more than just a romantic bond, it's a journey of transformation, pushing both of you toward your higher selves. As they navigate this path, they are beginning to understand that the love they share with you isn't just about comfort or companionship, it's about growth, trust, and authenticity. They are being called to let go of the past, to stop clinging to the pain that has defined them for so long, and to step into a new version of themselves, one that is open to love, vulnerability, and the possibility of a future with you. This realization is profound. They know now that your love is unique and cannot be replaced, not by material things or by anyone else. It is something that challenges them, inspires them, and ultimately helps them grow. And while the journey to this point has been difficult, it has also been necessary. Through it all, the universe has been guiding them, and now it is up to them to rise to the occasion and embrace the love they have been so afraid of, with the strength and courage it deserves. Please don't mistake my silence for ignorance or indifference. My silence doesn't mean that I don't love you or that I don't need you. The truth is that you are incredibly precious to me, more than I could ever fully express in words. Your presence has been transformative in my life, making me feel entirely new and alive, as though I've been awakened in your energy. I cannot overstate how much you mean to me or how deeply I value having you in my life. I deeply regret hurting you. It pains me to know that I caused you to suffer. I know I lashed out at you, and while I might have been triggered by my own emotions, that's no excuse. None of it was your fault, even though I know I made you feel otherwise. The blame is entirely mine. For so long, I was irresponsible and quick to point fingers at others for my own issues. I see now how unfair and immature that was, and I hate that I subjected you to that. Over the past few days, I've been reflecting deeply on my feelings for you, and I've felt a surge of love so powerful that it's difficult to describe. You have always been special to me, but during this time, I've realized just how invaluable you are in my life. It has also hit me how much pain I've caused you with my actions, pain you never deserved. I acted out of pride and rudeness, and I am so sorry for all the times I misunderstood you. My words were harsh and thoughtless, and I know I hurt you in ways that were cruel and unfair. Looking back, I can see that I treated you in the same way others had treated me. Instead of breaking that cycle, I perpetuated it, and that realization fills me with regret. I know I manipulated you emotionally, and I hate myself for it. I tried to control you, not because I didn't trust you, but because I was so terrified of losing you. My love for you was so overwhelming that it blinded me to the damage I was causing. I can see now how toxic I became, and it's painful to admit that I acted in ways that were harmful to someone I care for so deeply. Yet despite everything, you remained strong. You handled my behavior with a grace and resilience that I didn't deserve. I admire you so much for that strength, and I am grateful that you stood by me even when I made it so difficult for you to do so. Now, I am ready to face the truth about myself and my actions. I've been preparing myself to come clean, to be honest about everything, and to take full responsibility for my mistakes. I am determined not to run away from this anymore. I won't break your trust again with deception or lies. I want to prove to you that I can be better, that I am capable of change, and that I can become the person you deserve. I understand that my apologies and promises might not be enough. I know I've let you down before, and rebuilding trust is no small task. But I am willing to do whatever it takes to make things right. I don't want to lose you, and I'm committed to showing you that I've changed, not just through my words, but through my actions. I see now that love isn't about control or fear. It's about trust, respect, and mutual understanding. That's the kind of love I want to offer you now. So I'm asking you, from the depths of my heart, to give me another chance. I know it won't be easy, and I know I have a lot to prove. But I believe in us, and I believe that we can heal from this and come out stronger. You are worth every effort, every change, and every step forward. Please, let me show you that this time, I will never take you or your love for granted again. Your partner deeply values your connection and feels a profound fear of losing you. Since the moment they met you, you've occupied a central place in their thoughts. You've become the anchor of their emotional world, someone they cherish more than they can express. They often find themselves revisiting your photos, which they've saved in their gallery, as a way to feel closer to you in your absence. Each picture reminds them of the bond you share, and every memory reinforces their belief that you are the person they want by their side for the rest of their life. They see you as someone who possesses all the qualities of an ideal partner, someone who can bring stability, love, and happiness into their future. Being near you brings them a sense of peace and contentment they haven't found anywhere else. They love the little things, like resting their head on your shoulder and feeling pampered by your affection. Those simple moments of closeness remind them how much they value having you in their life. Yet, despite this deep attachment, they've been trying to hide their true feelings. On the surface, they might appear as though they're managing just fine without you, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Inside, they're struggling with the emptiness your absence has created. Life feels colorless without you. Your sweet love messages, the teasing that made them laugh, and the warmth of your presence are all things they deeply miss. These little gestures, which may have seemed ordinary in the moment, were actually the foundation of their happiness. Without them, everything feels dull and incomplete. They now realize how much joy you brought into their life and how deeply they miss being able to share those intimate, playful, and loving moments with you. As they reflect on their actions, they feel the weight of regret pressing down on them. They are beginning to see the consequences of their choices and how they might have hurt you or created the distance between you. This realization is painful for them, but it has also made them more determined to make amends. They yearn to reach out to you, to communicate honestly and openly, and to set things right. Their greatest desire now is to repair the bond that has been strained and to rebuild the connection you once shared. Not being close to you feels unbearable for them. They hate the separation that has grown between you, and it frustrates them to think that their own actions may have caused this. They feel incomplete without you, as though a vital part of their life is missing. The longing to be near you again is so intense that they've started to discreetly check on you, trying to see if you've moved on or if they still hold that special place in your heart. They are desperate for reassurance that you haven't let go of what you shared, even though they know they haven't given you many reasons to hold on. Their actions may seem invasive or uncertain, but they stem from a place of vulnerability and fear. They don't know how to express the depth of their feelings or how to undo the mistakes they've made. All they know is that they can't bear the thought of losing you forever. They're scared that you might have found happiness elsewhere, yet they can't stop themselves from hoping that you still think of them with the same affection and care. Your partner acknowledges that their life feels incomplete without you. They've come to understand that the love and connection you share is rare and precious, and they don't want to let it slip away. Despite their attempts to mask their emotions, the truth is clear: they miss you deeply and want nothing more than to be a part of your life again. They are ready to take responsibility for their actions, to open their heart to you, and to show you just how much they value you. Now, more than ever, they see you as the one who brings color, warmth, and meaning to their world, and they are determined to do whatever it takes to win you back.